戯王デュエルモンスターズ GX タッグフォース。
全力で行くぜ。俺とお前どっちかが消し飛ぶまでデュエル。
遊戯王デュエルモンスターズ GX タッグフォース。
遊戯王デュエルモンスターズ GX タッグフォース。
俺と恐竜さんの進化は誰にも止められないザウルス。
女だからって
デュエル。
遊戯王デュエルモンスターズ GX タッグフォース。
遊戯王デュエルモンスターズ GX タッグフォース。
Hello everyone and welcome to the third CPU tournament. Welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force number 3. I have played a few more story modes. I've unlocked quite a few more characters. We're getting close to having all of them. Still looking for, I think, Tanya, Bonaparte, Chaz's brothers. I think for the second page characters. And then for the third one, there's Mimicry, which I think I need 7 base, well, 7 page 1 character stories for. And then all the meme characters. So that's the last 6. I think I still need to unlock those. My intention is to get the page 2 characters unlocked as soon as possible, so that way I can do a big tournament with all page 1 and 2 characters together. And then once I have all page 3s, I can do a tournament between all page 3s, so that'll probably be without all the animations. With all the characters talking and stuff and summoning their monsters, it's going to save a lot of time. Maybe just like top 8, I'll put them in. That's the idea. Also, new updates in terms of what I intended to do with the CPU tournaments. Because before it was just, oh yeah, fun CPU tournaments. And then that's it. I didn't think of anything more. I decided on working these tournaments towards a Champions tournament. The Champions Cup, I think. Yeah, I call it Champions Cup. I have my notes here. So the idea is that I hold 16 tournaments total, around 16. Any amount that would give us 16 different winners. Those 16 that will go on to be in the Champions Cup. And then they would fight for the big championship. That's the idea. Now, I won the first tournament and I did use a relatively good deck. I kind of want to be in some tournaments. I don't want to be in all. I don't intend to be in I don't intend to be in the Champions Cup. However, if I happen to be in a tournament, and I will not be in today's one, and I'll explain why in a second. If I win a tournament, then that means no one else won. Now, Disa was second in that one. That doesn't mean she gains a win. Disa did win tournament 2, and she did qualify for the next one. What I will do is, when possible, the defending champion will go on to the next tournament. Unless they already got an extra chance. Disa will not be in this tournament because she already got the extra chance from being in 21. I decided, when I randomized the characters for these tournaments, I always do at minimum 2 page 1 characters, and then the rest is randomized between page 1 and 2. No. Yeah, I do 3 page 3 characters, 2 page 1 characters, and then the other 11 participants are random between page 1 and 2. I decided to make myself a page 1 character. And then if I get randomized to be in a tournament, I will be in there. I'm not going to use my super ultimate decks, just a different deck every time, see what fun I can have with it. I'm going to try and win, but hopefully not too many. And if I win multiple times, then I'll just stop being in tournaments, because then that kind of defeats the purpose. The idea is that up to and including 15 winners, I'm gonna have multiple tournaments. Then there's gonna be a 16th. No, there's gonna be one tournament afterwards, like a last chance qualifier kind of thing. And in that last chance qualifier, it's gonna be everyone else that I deem worthy. So how big the tournament is, I don't know yet. Everyone else who I deem worthy, who might have been super close to a tournament, like a tournament win or something like that. I haven't come up with that yet. He gets one more chance to qualify, get a tournament win, and the tournament winner then also moves on to the Tournament of Champions. Anyone who goes into the Champions Cup with multiple tournament wins under their belts get a seeding advantage. Because it's still just going to be single elimination in that Champions Cup. They get some kind of seeding advantage. How I'm going to really do that, how I'm going to then say, oh, this potential opponent is the easiest, I don't know yet. But they're going to get some kind of seeding advantage. That's all I'm going to do for the double winners. Out of the rest of it, it's just single tournament winners. I don't expect there to be that many doubles. Yeah, and as I said, I'm not going to be in the Champions Cup. Hello everyone. Again, welcome to the stream. Let's show you the bracket for today. We have Chaz Princeton against Lily. In between brackets, I have just a deck that they're going to use just as an extra memory for me, so I don't have to write that down on a piece of paper. Damon, I think, was one of the first 2 tournaments that's gonna get another chance. Yumi. Lily and Yumi are 2 of the page 3 characters. Both Obelisk Blues. So we saw in tournament 1, we had Wisteria, Disa, and then another Obelisk Blue who all did very well. And then in tournament 3, we had Disa and then 2 Slifer Reds, and Slifer Reds didn't make it far. Both Lily and Yumi are Obelisk Blues. We have Don Zalug against Emperor Umiyuma, who I'm so looking forward to. Really unfortunate that he doesn't have any animations. So in that duel, you'll just see Don Zalug doing stuff. But Emperor Umiyuma is basically a parody on Seto Kaiba. And he uses some Seto Kaiba's cards, like Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm currently, he's my partner in story mode. Just so I could have unlocked him for this tournament, because I wanted one of the meme characters. There's like a meme on Professor Crowler, there's one on Jaden, and then just some random characters. It's weird, it's funny. I have one of those, so that's the other page 3 character. I chose to have that one in there, I didn't randomize him. And Lyman Banner, in its regular form, so not Amnel, against the Gambler. Supreme King Jaden against Chumley. If this would be the anime, Chumley would be dead. Abydos against Zane Truesdale. Zane is back from the last tournament with a slightly different deck this time. Fonda Fontaine against Jaden. Now, I do consider the Supreme King and Jaden Yuki to be different characters. Season 4 Jaden and regular Jaden, I do currently at least consider to be the same character. But basically, I'm treating Supreme King as the 8th page 1 character, and then I'm the 9th. So that's Jaden using his original Elemental Heroes. Although I guess he has a Terra Firma in there too, but some of his originals as well, no Neos. And Fonda Fontaine is most known for Nurse Burn. She's not using Nurse Burn in this, although there's some kind of healing strategy in there though. And then finally, Kagemaru is back from the last tournament, I believe. This time he's using his Haman deck, so a lot of continuous spells. And he's fighting Dorothy. I chose Dorothy to be in the tournament because I've recently unlocked her as a character, and it's really funny. I've unlocked 2 decks for her so far. This one she can at least do something, although she's still very easy to beat. And the other deck that I currently have unlocked for her is a deck where she literally only has level 5 plus monsters that cannot special summon themselves, so she has an empty field the entire time, which is the easiest way to get challenges done. But this way, at least she has a chance, but I don't see her beating Kagemaru whatsoever. Also, she might hear, but my voice is kind of not doing too well, so I'm not going to talk that much today. I will put the bracket for predictions in the which chat? Let's see, bracket for predictions. There you go. If you want to see any of this live, make sure to follow me on Twitch. The link to my Twitch is in the description of all my recent videos. It's just twitch.tv/Alka1993. In that sense, it's the same username as my YouTube, so that should be easy to find. VODs of the tournaments will go up on YouTube. Just maybe slightly cut at the start and end, but most of it will just be up on YouTube. And then my story mode videos will continue there as well. I intend to do all the page 1 stuff, and then 1 or 2 page 2 and 3 characters. And then I guess for some of the page 2 characters that are opponents normally, because the page 2 and 3 characters have the same stories. Like in one of them you fight Professor Crowler. Like what if you use Professor Crowler? That changes the fight. So I might like show him off at some point. But yeah, we have a tournament to begin. Let's take a look one more time at our bracket. We have Chaz Princeton against Lily. Let's get us started. I'm not going to narrate as much as I would do normally because of my voice, but let's enjoy ourselves regardless. Make sure dual effects are on. Enjoy the show. No. Does that look better? No. Does that look better? Yeah, much better. Okay. Sorry, I had to move that screen for a moment. Let's get this tournament underway and see who will join Disa as the second CPU champion. 'Cause I was champion in the first tournament, but I'm not going to be in the Champions Cup. Oh, I didn't put CPU Duel. Lily is one of the page 3 characters. There we go. Lily 2, yep. Is there 1 and 2? Serena is another character I haven't unlocked. I decided not to add her. She was available for the random choice, but she wasn't picked. And they have Chaz. Let's get this tournament started. Page 1 against page 3.
よーし、行くわよ。
絶対に勝つ。万丈目サンダーの名にかけて。デュエル。身の程を思い知らせてやる。俺のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。手札から永続魔法発動。
Ooh, Gronk sets a Geometrio and play it. I feel like that's Chaz's main win condition, to block all the opponent's monster zones, but I feel like he won't activate his Geometrio now. No, he's not. That would be such a win condition because Link monsters don't exist in this game. Oh, now he's gonna chain a Geometrio because they played something? He actually is! Oh, Lily, you're in trouble. Because Chaz's deck actually really sucks. The only thing he can really do is Ground Collapse or Geometrio, or Ground Collapse or Jama King to block all monster zones super early. Hope the opponent doesn't have Mystical Space Typhoon or Heavy Storm to take out Ground Collapse. However, then I guess you still have to get rid of a Geometrio. He has to set up his board while a Geometrio is active. But that was his deck sucks. Like, easily out of page 1 characters' initial decks, that's the worst deck. So I upgraded his deck a bit, that's why he's using the partner deck. Destiny board turn 1. Oh. Chaz literally has to win in 3 more turns. Now it might be bad that the Geometrio is there. Thing is, if he draws King of the Swamp, honestly, I hope he draws King of the Swamp or the Light Exil Fusion. I think he had King of the Swamp in his deck already, I don't remember. Another Nightmare Steel Cage, oh yeah. And I did predict Lily to win exactly because of this strategy. Even though Chaz's deck has been upgraded with a few monsters, like Death Kangaroo can actually attack, he didn't have good attack monsters. Here comes his best monster though. It's cool that he gets to summon it. How much can he make use of it? Here comes Dragon Master Knight! Yep, I put 3 extra fusion monsters in his deck, all at 1 copy, and one of them is Dragon Master Knight. He has 1 Black Precious Soldier in this deck that he cannot ritual summon, it's just there for the fusion. But because of Nightmare Steel Cage, he can't do anything! Thing is, because Disa played- no, not Disa, Lily played a set, she can't place the next message. So until she plays that set card, she's ruined. I did not think about that. So that's destroyed, then Destiny World plays the A, but then the L. What's that set card? I'm gonna see if I can find what that is. Let's see. What are her traps? Lily. And this is Lily's second deck. Oh, he's attacking now. Oh, look. Oh, she's playing the trap. It's Waboku. She wins. Lily wins. Yeah, it's either Destiny Board or Waboku. It's just 3 Destiny Board and 2 Wabokus. Kelvik sent back a card as well. Yeah, you're done for. Bye, Chaz. Yeah, Waboku's easy to use trap. That way she doesn't get, the CPU doesn't get stuck on a trap that, let's say, Dark Bribe, and if the opponent doesn't play spells or traps, it doesn't work. Oh, we're gonna at least see a summon animation, even though the duel ends at the end of this turn. Maybe with Chun-Li we'll get to see this one again later. It's Chaz's second best monster. Master of Oz. The other one is, Black Skull Dragon, because he has 1 Kaguya Summon Skull. That's the first time I've seen that animation in this game. His deck is definitely better, with some of his most useless cards removed, like Pride Shout that I never saw used properly. Some of his other Ojama support that I like. Ojama Delta Hurricane I never saw him using, though I guess in some situations might be useful. I removed that from the deck. Put in 3 Death Kangaroos, Summon Skull, Blacklash the Soldier. A few other cards that would make it a bit better, while sticking to the, I guess, the main core. He still has all of his Ojamas, Ojamandala. Lily wins. Why? Okay, does anyone know for on Challenge how I can just select the winner and then move on, where I don't have to put in a score? What is the setting where I don't have to put in a score and then I can just click on, let's say, Lily and submit, and there's nothing else? There's just, let's say, a check mark for Lily. I'd have to put in a score. Does anyone know how to do that? Whether Twitch chat or YouTube VOD later, I would like to know. Now let's set up this second duel. Lily had an easy win. Maybe Chaz in the future will have another chance. The page 1 characters do get, I guess, more opportunities, perhaps. Because I always pick at least 2 page 1 characters to be in the tournament. Let's see, we have Yumi. Don't worry, I realized the bracket seal up. I unlocked Yumi's decks in reverse order, so her first deck is placed second on the list, which is a bit wacky. But I'd like to set up the matches while the bracket's still on the screen. Helps me as well. So, and then Damon with his third deck, which is Exodia deck. There we go. What are we gonna see between Yumi and Damon? Are we gonna see the 2 obvious blue ladies fight each other? All page 3 characters made it to the quarterfinals last time. And then I think 2 of them, Disa and Wisteria, made it to the semis in the first tournament. I meant the first tournament. Last time was tournament 2. And then Disa ended up in the finals, and then also winning tournament 2. Oh, we don't often see that effect. What does it do again? I think for this one I predicted Yumi would win. Although the monsters like Mad Duckadorse and the Force Raider from Damon, if you can push with those, then that's good. Oh, okay, the second effect of Night Assailants activates when it's sent from the hand to the graveyard by card effect. Or just send from hand to graveyard. Then you can target a flip monster in the graveyard to add it back to the hand, but that cannot be called Night Assailant. And Night Assailant was the only one. If Damon can push with stuff like Force Raider, then he can win. But I don't think he'll be able to. Because of the spells and traps, and even the monsters like Anti-Eating Ant that Yumi has. Ooh, and that ruins Exodia. Oh, there's someone's skull though. Did I remove a soldier? Yeah, makes sense. Oh, getting the Exodia pieces back with that? Yeah. Too Hard of Darkness? Like, Exodia could still be a win condition. I don't think I've seen the Exodia animation either in this game. Would be cool. Why don't you not just play both? Draw more cards. Like, only the first one that activates... Like, only the last draw you get is able to draw you the tab, but you can get more cards. Only one of the draws is still able to allow you to then draw more cards again. It's the last one. But you can draw two. You might get a cool trap. You might get an extra Exodia piece. Also, yeah, Anti-Eating Ant's effect exists. It can't attack for the turn, but then it does that. This is not looking good for Damon, because he doesn't have anything in his hand that he can normal summon or send outside the Exodia pieces. Next turn might... It might hurt for Damon. And that one wouldn't have even counted, even if it was something good. And he loves his Exodia pieces, so keeping that in his hand. My prediction for this tournament win, by the way, is Lyman Banner. I don't think he has the best deck out of everyone, but I feel like just with how I predicted each matchup to happen, I predicted Banner would win it. Which would be interesting. We had me winning the first one with out of the CPUs Disa being the best, and then Disa proved that in the second tournament. So Disa is the first person that qualifies for the Champions Cup. And with Disa not being in this one, we're gonna see a new qualifier. Also, if Disa would be randomized again for a tournament, she's fine to enter again and win. As I said, double winners get better seeding, but if you are a double winner before the Champions Cup has happened, you are not allowed to be in any other tournaments until that Champions Cup is taking place. And that's when you make an appearance again. So that way it's impossible to get a triple win. No, for most of my tournaments will just be standard CPU tournaments, such as this one. But sometimes I will have other ones, like only tier 1 and 2 characters, or only tier 3 characters. Because those are tournaments I have planned. Other themed characters, like only males, only females. Those tournaments will happen too. That's a second duel over. Our second page 3 character that has made it. Yumi beats Damon. It's gonna be Lily against Yumi in the quarterfinals. They can't both make it to the semis, and actually only one page 3 character can make it to the finals because someone else who is in the same half of the bracket is the final page 3 character in Emperor Umiyuma. I just randomized all the matchups because I feel like that's part of the fun. Sure, I could say, oh yeah, it'd be real interesting to put Jaden versus Zane, or Supreme King against Jim Crocodile Coker, like Axel Brody, because they've had anime fights. Yeah, it would be interesting, but they will eventually happen in the tournaments. Just not yet. And it's part of this randomization process that makes me weird matchups happen, which is fun. Which makes weird winners of tournaments happen, which is fun. If Lyman Banner wins this, I'm gonna go nuts. I expect Supreme King to have a pretty good shot at winning at some point. Maybe Jaden. But, you know, Lyman Banner. Also, I'm just thinking maybe I just randomize old page 1 and 2 characters together. Not have the first 2 confirmed to be there. Although it would be cool to have them in, like, the Champions Cup. I don't know. I'll decide if I guess the next tournament. If I like this, I can still randomize into people like Chaz, Jaden, Zane, but I always choose randomize 2 page 1 characters before I randomize between page 1 and 2. So I don't know, yeah. Anyway, let's set up the next duel. I'm rambling on. I have a lot of ideas, but I can think about that during the duel as well. Emperor Umiyuma, who I only have 1 deck unlocked for so far. I can edit his partner deck. However, I sort of also can't because all page 3 characters... Maybe page 2 as well? I don't think I've tried that. No, page 2 don't. All page 3 characters have every card listed as a favorite card. Which means that you cannot remove those from the deck. You can change stuff like what their Destiny Draw card is. But you can't remove their favorite cards from their deck. Because every card is their favorite. Nothing you can do. Here's our matchup. Don Zalug, Emperor Umiyuma. Really unfortunate that Umiyuma doesn't have any animation, so we just see them from Don Zalug. Umiyuma, see if you can bring out Blue Eyes, because that one looks cool in the animations. A positive and a negative thing about Umiyuma, he has ectoplasm, he really likes to use ectoplasm. That generally does not work well for him, because that removes the cards that he can use, and if the opponent uses one special summon, they just overpower him. And it looks like that's the case with Don Zalug, who has 3 copies of himself. And anything Umiuma summons to destroy one, it gets distributed, so Liu can just play again. And then he just discarded multiple of Umiuma's cards as well. Pretty sure I predicted Umiuma to lose this one, even though I'd like him to at least summon Blue Eyes. I would have definitely, like, if I could, because in story mode that I have with Umiuma right now, I can edit his deck. If I could have, I would have kept the Blue Eyes stuff and changed quite a lot of the rest, because I did build a Blue Eyes deck myself. Focused on the light attribute, not quite as much on the dragons, although there's a few dragons. I would have liked to edit Umiuma's deck a bit to fit that more, but unfortunately no. Also, now that I realize how to actually unlock being able to edit your partner's deck, because I didn't actually get that in all my story modes, I realized how to actually get that to work now. And it would allow me to change what people use in the tournaments if I really feel like a deck sucks, like with Chaz, or they're just not fitting of their character, like one or two other characters. I don't intend to give them super broken decks. I tend to stick mostly to their theme, give them mostly what they have. The only big change I'll do was like with Chaz, where he just really sucked, and I needed to give him some power at least. But generally, I like to keep into what the game is giving them, because that feels best. What? You just added damage to you. I don't think he realized what Dimension Wall did. He was just trying to finish it off with 3D Assailant. Yeah, next turn, maybe. Yep, that's definitely gonna save you. The wreck attack from Golem Sentry finishes it. Advantage was taken early on with the Donzalugs. And that was all that they needed. Another rush recklessly, because you can't just finish it off with just the direct attack. He already had enough power. Doesn't matter. Donzalug wins. The duel went by quite quickly. Just the animations for Umiuma not being there saved a lot of time. That's why, especially in big tournaments, like those tournaments could be like 7-10 hours. I have no idea how long, because there are 16 characters in these tournaments, and they take like 3 hours ish. Like, especially if I talk a little bit in between fights. Let me just make you realize how many characters there are. If I do page 1 and 2, there's just 7 characters here. Well, 8 if you count Supreme King. And then 8 through 44. That's 37 people. Plus Omnail is a different one, plus Nightshroud is a different one. That's 39, plus the 8 from page 1. 47 characters. That's a lot. Maybe that one, I'll do just a relaunch stream with animations. But if we do 45, because it's 45 all the way through to 125 to 126, it's like 80 characters-ish. And only 6 of them, I think, do not have animations, because that's the Umiuma and the rest from Umiuma Corp. It's a lot. if I do that, I'm gonna do no animation until like top 16 or top 8. Alright, let's go to the bracket. We saw Don Salute beat Umiuma. One of the page 3 characters did not make it. Let's set up the next one. Let's see, we have the Gambler. Let's see if his luck will help him out. And then the person who I predicted to win the tournament. So I was already thinking, did I predict the Gambler to win or to lose? Well, I predicted his opponent to win the tournament, so probably I predicted him to lose. Lyman Banner. Is our good old teacher gonna win the thing? Or is he gonna lose to luck? I guess we're gonna go and find out. Good luck, Lyman. You'll need it.
うーん、あんまりデュエルはやらないのにゃ。デュエルのんびりいくですにゃ。私のターンですにゃ。ドロー。これはどうですかにゃ。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。
He has some really good cards that can deal big damage with. Some burn cards like Blast Sphere, Zone of the Spirit, Reflect Boundary. Gores can be really good too. Lyman has some nice cards. I think there's a good shot at doing some big stuff.
リバースカードオープン。永続トラップ発動。これはどうですかにゃ。モンスターを特殊召喚。ターンを終了するぜ。のんびりいくですにゃ。私のターンですにゃ。ドロー。リバースカードオープン。トラップだ。
He does not have the luck that Sartorius normally has with his Arcana Force, because that luck is dumb.
モンスターで攻撃にゃ。モンスターでダイレクトアタックにゃ。モンスターをセットにゃ。カードをセットにゃ。リバースカードオープン。永続トラップ発動。ターンエンド。選手交代といこうぜ。俺のターン。ドロー。手札から魔法発動。カードをセット。リバースカードオープン。永続トラップ発動。にゃ、モンスターを特殊召喚。ターンを終了するぜ。のんびりいくですにゃ。私のターンですにゃ。ドロー。リバースカードオープン。永続トラップ発動。バトルですにゃ。モンスターでダイレクトアタックにゃ。モンスターでダイレクトアタックにゃ。これで終わりかにゃ。モンスターでダイレクトアタックにゃ。
I think that was domination. It started with a path of destiny just completely going wrong. Then him feeling forced to use question, while Lyman Banner cannot look at the full contents of the graveyard, but he can look at what's at the top, which is the only monster he played.
もう一回だ。いずれは俺が勝つんだ。ざっとこんなもんですにゃ。
Hey, Professor wins. Is Pharaoh gonna show up? Please tell me Pharaoh's gonna show up. I like Pharaoh. That prediction works as well. Lyman Banner wins, and he's going to face Don Zalug, one of the Shadow Riders. One of the 7 holders of the keys against one of the Shadow Riders. This duel never happened in the anime, although they did try to steal his key. Our next match in the anime would be complete domination. At least how we know the character in the anime, because again it's the Supreme King against Chumley. Chumley's not known to be a great duelist, although by the time he leaves Duel Academy, he did improve. And he has some of his best cards in this. I feel like his deck in general can still improve a bit, even sticking to his theme. But I like the way his deck is. He's gonna fight the Supreme King, and the Supreme King is good. I feel like Supreme King is probably one of the better duelists we have in the tournament. In general. But if he just doesn't quite have the draws together, sometimes he can break. I feel like something similar goes for Blair Flanagan. She had some real bad luck to lose early on, and I think the first tournament she was in that. I expect Blair to be one of the champions at some point. Let's go.
<sighs> なんだかお腹が空いてきたんだな。
跡形残らず全てぶっ倒す。デュエル。邪魔立ては許さん。俺のターン。ドロー。いでよ、モンスターを特殊召喚。モンスターをセット。カードをセット。ターンエンド。
よーし、俺のターン。ドロー。F だから魔法発動。カードをセット。ターンエンド。
見せてみろ。お前の力を。俺のターン。ドロー。いでよ、モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。モンスター効果発動。バトル続け。モンスターでダイレクトアタック。
まだまだだぞ。
続け。モンスターでダイレクトアタック。
効かないんだな。
ターンエンド。
よーし、俺のターン。ドロー。頼んだぞ。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。バトルだ。行くぞ。モンスターで攻撃。
その程度。欲しいならくれてやる。
ターンエンド。
見せてみろ。お前の力を。俺のターン。ドロー。いでよ、モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。バトル 続けモンスターで攻撃。
速攻魔法発動。
手札より魔法発動。いでよモンスターを特殊召喚。モンスター効果発動。ターンエンド。
よーし、俺のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。ターンエンド。
見せてみろお前の力を。俺のターンドロー。手札より魔法発動。
この瞬間、リバースカードオープン。トラップ発動。
I realized I get Chaz, Death Kangaroo, and Master of Oz.
いでよモンスターを攻撃表
I didn't give you a Drama Trio. Apparently he already had a Drama Trio. I didn't change Chumley's deck.
バトル行けモンスターで攻撃。
まだまだだぞ。手札からモンスター効果発動。頼んだぞ。モンスターを特殊召喚。
行けモンスターで攻撃。
効かないんだな。モンスター効果発動。
これ式ターンエンド。
このターンにかけるんだな。俺のターンドロー。バトルだ。行くぞ。モンスターで攻撃。
その程度欲しいならくれてやる。
モンスターをセット。ターンエンド。
構えろ楽に死なせはしない。俺のターンドロー。手札より魔法発動。いでよモンスターを融合召喚。モンスター効果発動。バトル
Chumley, I think this might be the end. Your old pal Jaden is gonna slice through your final monster. Okay, not your final monster. But you need to summon something with 1500 attack exactly. Otherwise you're done for. Actually, no. Green Baboon comes in. But then don't activate Giant Rat. Well, actually, you can just... No, because now we summon Giant Rat, he can still attack into it. Even otherwise, like, he could crash his second Malicious Edge into Green Baboon and then direct attack with Golem. Chumley lost.
頼んだぞ。モンスターを特殊召喚。
その魂もらい受ける。モンスターで攻撃。
You gave it a good shot, Chumley. But the Supreme King was too supreme.
やっぱり勝てないのかな。
Well, Chumley, you put up a real good fight, and Green Baboon definitely helps your deck.
お前の歌う正義では何も変えられん。
You did face the Supreme King. He's one of the hardest people to defeat. So that's not on you, I would say. He's just really good. Supreme King is the first of the second half to move on to the next round. But who is the Supreme King going to face in the quarterfinal? Are we going to see Abydos III? Or are we going to see good old Zane Truesdale? Zane in the previous tournament used his more like towards a Cyber Dragon deck, which I feel like is the deck that he would use as Obelisk Blue Zane. But he's gonna use his Cyber Darks for this one, his #1 deck.
裏サイバー流の切れ味、とくと味わうがいい。
デュエルの神と呼ばれた世に挑もうというのか。
デュエル
来るがよい世のターン。ドロー。手札からフィールド魔法発動。家来を許す。
I think I predicted Zane to win, but Zombie World messes with the Cyber Dark effects because they need a dragon from the grave, and that Zombie World makes them zombies. Huh.
さあ、やろうか。俺のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。カードをセット。ターンエンド。
来るがよい世のターン。ドロー。バトルだ。命令だ。モンスターで攻撃。
モンスター効果発動。来い。モンスターを特殊召喚。
モンスターをセット。
リバースカードオープン。永続トラップ発動。
ターン。
Does that overrate
勝利の糧となれ。俺のターン。
Zombie World?
ドロー。
It's active second.
手札
I guess
装備魔法。
Zombie World doesn't negate the trap, like how the Jinza World Decree thing is. Because the Jinza World Decree is just whichever one. No, Jinza skill drain. Whichever one's active first, that one applies over the other. So these here, Zombie World doesn't negate the other one. So I guess this still counts. I'm not actually sure in that room.
バトルやれ。モンスターで攻撃。
速攻魔法発動。
やれ。モンスターで攻撃。モンスター効果発動。ターンエンド。
来るがよい世のターン。ドロー。手札から装備魔法発動。家来を許す。モンスターを特殊召喚。バトルだ。行くぞ。モンスターで攻撃を行う。
モンスター効果発動。
命令だ。モンスターでダイレクトアタック。モンスター効果発動。ターン。
俺の勝利の糧となれ。俺のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。カードをセット。 ターンエンド。
来るがよい世のターンドローバトルだ命令だモンスターで攻撃
モンスター効果発動。
行くぞモンスターでダイレクトアタックモンスター効果発動モンスターをセットターン
さあやろうか。俺のターン。取ろう。逃がさんぞ。モンスターを特殊召喚。逃がさんぞ。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。モンスター効果発動。逃がさんぞ。モンスターを特殊召喚。
That's a Cyber Twin Dragon. I forgot for a moment he still had that in his deck. It focuses on the Cyber Darks, but his Cyber Dragon and the fusions are still in there. With the Light Hex Seal fusion, Cyber Twin can do a lot. 2 attacks from 2800. I'd argue that that's better in a lot of cases than Cyber End Dragon, even though it's 4000 with piercing. You need to watch out, Abydos. This is a lot of damage. You need to put some spirit. You need to put Spirit Reaper in defense, or you're in trouble.
ターンエンド。
世を誰だと思っておる世のターンドロー手札から永続魔法だ家来をモンスターを攻撃表示で召喚ターン
どうした？もっとあがけ。俺のターン。ドロー。バトル。やれ。モンスターで攻撃。
モンスター効果発動家来をモンスターを特殊召喚モンスター効果発動モンスター効果発動
He's going for deck destruction. There's a Spirit Reaper out there can attack Bone Tower.
モンスター効果発動
ターンエンド。
世を誰だと思っておる世のターンドロー我がしもべだモンスターを攻撃表示で召喚手札から魔法発動する
So now every time he special summons a zombie, that's 6 cards from top of Zane's deck to grave? Didn't realize this was part of the combo with Zombie World. Wait, if Zane special summons something now, it's immediately treated as a zombie to the Zombie Worlds. I think that would apply for Bone Tower's effects. Or is it just if the user summons? Once we're out of an animation, I can try to read the card back again. Each time a zombie was a special summon, send 2 cards of your opponent's deck to the red deck. Yeah. And even if Spirit Reaper will be gone, because of multiple Bone Towers, there are zombies. They're all zombies, so it's gonna be good for them. Oh. Are we gonna see a Chimeric Over Dragon? No, we are gonna see Cyber Dark Dragon, but they can't take anything. They gain some boosts from the cards in the grave, but they can't take a dragon. Unless the trap applies over
モンスタ
Zombie
ー
World.
効果発動。
モンス
It
ター
does, but here comes 6 cards to the graveyard. It's gonna power up Cyber Dark Dragon a bit, but
モンスター効果発動。
this is gonna be big. Nothing I can do. 3 with Spirit Trooper in defense, 3 Bone Towers that don't allow themselves to be attacked. And even if you somehow get rid of that, they just played Swords of Revealing Light for safety. Please don't play Heavy Storm. You're looking good. Just special summon. Actually, this does make... No, it doesn't make the Graveyard Zombies. Although he has another Zombie World, so he can make the Graveyard Zombies again. And the field. This does get rid of a lot of Zane's stuff. So this might be good. Get rid of Cyber Dark's extra power. But that probably doesn't make much of a difference, considering if Zane could deal damage, he could do it with 2 attacks from Cyber Twin as well.
モンスターをセット。ターン。
どうした？もっとあがけ。俺のターン。ドロー。バトル。やれ。モンスターで攻撃。カードをセット。ターンエンド。世を誰だと思っておる。世のターン。ドロー。
モンスターをセット。ターン。
そろそろ蹴りをつける。俺のターン。ドロー。バトル。やれ。モンスターで攻撃。モンスターをセット。カードをセット。ターンエンド。世を誰だと思っておる。世のターン。ドロー。
モンスターをセット。ターン。
どうした？もっとあがけ。俺のターン。ドロー。バトル。やれ。モンスターで攻撃。
This Abydos just needs to stop. Even if he doesn't like special summon anything anymore. He can just wait. Zane has less cards in deck. He can win by deck out.
世を誰だと思っておる。世のターン。ドロー。
モンスターをセット。ターン。
そろそろ蹴りをつける。俺のターン。ドロー。バトル。やれ。モンスターで攻撃。ターンエンド。世を誰だと思っておる。世のターン。ドロー。
ターン。
そろそろ蹴りをつける。俺のターン。ドロー。 ターンエン
世を誰だと思っておる。世のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。ターンエン
ド。そろそろ蹴りをつける。俺のターン。ドロー。バトルやれ。モンスターで攻撃。
It was bound to happen that we get a stall fest at some point, even though it's not at least 2 stall fests against each other. But the fact that Abydos insists on setting stuff and making Zane attack, and then us getting the animation or Cyber Twin Dragon every time is costing some more time. But I don't feel like I should be skipping the animation either, because it goes against what I feel should happen. I feel good about letting the animations go. Like if Cyber Dark Dragon would have been the strongest monster, we wouldn't have gotten an animation. We don't have that many turns more to go. Like, you know, there's 7 turns. Well, 14 if you count both sides. It'll end. Unless Zane special summons something. Actually, I don't think we'll have. I don't think Abydos will even attack in the Moss Dragon. This feels unsafe. No, because he won't, because then that can be attacked. The Spiritual Reaper can be attacked, just won't be destroyed, so Zane's not bothering. And then the Bone Towers can't be attacked.
Monster をセット。ターンエンド。
世を誰だと思っておる。世のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。
そろそろ蹴りをつける。俺のターン。ドロー。バトルやれ。モンスターで攻撃。
モンスター効果発動。
カードをセット。ターンエンド。
世を誰だと思っておる。世のターン。ドロー。
ターンエンド。そろそろ蹴りをつける。俺のターン。ドロー。ターンエンド。
世を誰だと思っておる。世のターン。ドロー。カードをセット。
ターンエンド。そろそろ蹴りをつける。俺のターン。ドロー。ターンエンド。
世を誰だと思っておる。世のターン。ドロー。カードをセット。 ターン
どうした？もっとあがけ。
俺のターン
ドロー。ターンエンド。
You don't have long to go, Zane. Abydos seems to have gotten you with his Bone Tower strategy.
モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚
Now he goes Ryukoki, really?
手札から
Why now? Oh, he's just gonna finish off with Book of Life. Souls over in Bone Tower and then win by deck out a turn earlier. Why didn't you do this a few turns ago? Or did he just draw into Book of Life and I just missed it?
モンスター効果発動
Just end your turn, you've won. Just end. End the turn. Don't do anything. Or try and hit into a magic cylinder. Abydos wins. By deck out.
嘘だ。嘘だ。
Not even like a super stall strategy with things like Messenger of Peace and Wall of Revealing Light, stuff like that. Gravity Bind Level Limit Area B that you'd see in multiple other decks. It can be hard sometimes to get past the Spirit Reaper or Marshmallow and something like that. Spirit Reaper is a bit easier due to its effect. With multiple solos around Bone Towers and then starting off with one with Spirit Reaper, that just sealed it. And then getting that effect off a few times early on allowed the deck advantage, like cards remaining in deck advantage, to go to Abydos. And that's what got Abydos that win. Very well done, Abydos. You, as a prize, get to fight the Supreme King. Well, I'm gonna set up a lot more of a friendly duel. No, not two Jim Crocodile cooks against each other, even though that would be friendly. I'm gonna take regular Jaden, so pre-season 4 Jaden, with his deck number 7. And then Fonda Fontaine, the nurse. Using her not Nurse Burn deck, but her other one. Let's have fun with this.
全てをぶつけ合おうぜ。勝ち負けはその後だ。
さあ、いらっしゃい。
ゲール。
よーし、私のターンね。ドロー。モンスターをセット。カードをセット。
If you have sword, shouldn't you just summon Pikachu? Or is that just me?
よし、俺のターン。ドロー。
I guess they're protecting swords and Mirror Force
リ
because
バ
they're
ースカードを使い
extra good.
永続トラップよ。
さあ、頼んだぜ。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。手札から魔法発動。バトルだ。砕け散れ。モンスターで攻撃。カードをセット。ターンエンド。
よーし、私のターンね。ドロー。手札から魔法発動よ。手札から魔法発動
And
よ。
knowing that Heavy Storm, I probably wouldn't have even placed Dimension
カードをセット。
Dimension Wall the first time because they had a set monster to protect them.
ターンエンド。
Keeping Heavy Storm for the second turn is probably smart.
行くぜ。俺のターン。
Yeah.
ドロー。
Thinking back about it, but then again in hindsight a lot is easier. Maybe Dimension Wall placing was not as smart.
私のターンね。ドロー。カードをセット。ターンエンド。
行くぜ、俺のターン。ドロー。さあ頼んだぜ、モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。ターンエンド。
先生のターンよ。ドロー。かわいいのよ。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚よ。
And there's one of her win conditions. She heals while Fire Princess
戦闘
burns.
よ。レイ、モンスターで攻
Tell
撃。
them Wishes is already gone, which is unfortunate for her. But this is one of the ways she wins.
そんなもんかよ。
ターンエンド。
行くぜ、俺のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。ターンエンド。
よーし、私のターンね。ドロー。かわいいのよ。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚します。戦います。レイ、モンスターで攻撃します。ね、いけない子。ターンを終了します。
よし、俺のターン。ドロー。モンスター効果発動。バトルだ。これで終わりだ。モンスターで攻撃。
リバースカードよ。トラップ発動。
手札から魔法発動。さあ頼んだぜ、モンスターを特殊召喚。ターンエンド。
よーし、私のターンね。ドロー。モンスター効果よ。
There comes the healing, as long as she can protect your mermaid. That's good for her, because then she heals
モンスター効果よ。
and Jaden burns.
そんなもんかよ。
かわいいのよ。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚よ。バトルよ。レイ、モン
Attack
スターで攻
Sparkman?
撃。
Because that's the one that can overcome Cure Memory without crashing.
モンスター効果を使います。
まだまだ。
ターンエンドよ。
行くぜ、俺のターン。ドロー。モンスター効果発動。手札から装備魔法発動。さあ頼んだぜ、モンスターを特殊召喚。さあ頼んだぜ、モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。バトルだ。いけ、モンスターで攻撃。
速攻魔法発
これで終わりだ。モンスターで攻撃。
動。速攻魔法発動。
So many ways to protect your mermaid. And I don't think he's willing to crash his wild heart. He's shown that last turn. Or the turn before.
ターンエンド。
So that's gonna be another 800 life points for Fonda.
先生のターンよ。
Another 300 or 500 less for Jaden. And then we're gonna see Injection Fairy really
モンスタ
attack
ー効
again.
果を使います。
There's the magic cylinder too. This is looking really good for the nurse.
モンスター効果を使います。
そんなもんかよ。
戦います。行きます。モンスターで攻撃します。モンスター効果よ。
まだまだ。
カードをセット。ターンエンドよ。
俺の引きは奇跡を呼ぶぜ。俺のターン。ドロー。手札から魔法発動。さあ頼んだぜ。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。モンスター効果発動。
Yes. 2 polymerizations or 3 at this point?
バトルだ。
But he can't get the stuff together to fuse. Sparkman confused with both. No, Blade is confused with Wildheart. Blade is confused with Sparkman, but he was already lost with the other ones. And there we go. It's over. Fonda had the magic cylinder ready. I like that card. Some really interesting characters in the second round. Abados going through a deck with soul absorbing bone tower, which is not a common thing to see. I feel like that's almost impossible to set up unless you have a Spirit Reaper out already. Let's go to the bracket with one more match in round 1 to go. We have Fonda here. Hello, Puckett. Welcome to the stream. We have one more fight in the first round. Second round comes up soon. And yeah, if the funny / interesting character wins here, something really went wrong. Then in that case, Kagamaru really bricked. Sure, this is not Dorothy's I literally cannot summon any cards deck. But her decks are intentionally not good. But I do want to show her character and her deck. Her deck is fun. Let's see, Kagemaru again, this time using the continuous spells in the Haman. We never saw him summon Uriah in the last tournament. I think he did win 1 or 2 duels. But he never actually summoned Uriah. We never got. I haven't seen that animation yet. Maybe we get to see Haman this time. Had many people pop by today, as in stream? No, not whatsoever. You're the first one. I haven't noticed anyone in chat. But knowing this is going up as a YouTube VOD, I'm keeping it going for them too, and for everyone else that comes in stream, like you. But I'm keeping this going for the YouTube VOD as well, because I realize that more viewers will come from there. Final match in the first round. Everyone enjoy Dorothy. Maybe Dorothy should fight Revolution Girl at some point.
お前の魂ごと俺の肉体に吸い取ってやる。デュエル。瞬殺する俺のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。手札から永続魔法発動。カードをセット。ターンエンド。
まずはカードを引くんだっけ。私のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。カードをセット。手札からこれを使うよ。 ないんだ。
瞬殺する俺のターン。ドロー。
Yeah, interesting outfit for Dorothy, isn't it? Yeah, she had it on once. I think she had it during the Duel Festival, whatever. It's from the first season. It's that one episode where Dark Magician Girl as Duel Spirit actually appears. That's where her character comes from too. But Dorothy, Miss Dorothy, dressed up as Dark Magician Girl, and that's where this comes from. The idea behind Dorothy's decks is that there's a bunch of decks of cards that don't work well for her. Now, sure she can, with Griffon's Feather Dust and Emergency Provision, sure she can gain some life points, but she gets rid of all the other spells and traps. Not that those are that useful, because some of them are gift card and she has no Nurse Replica, the final one, or Bad Reaction to Samochi. Then yeah, she has some monsters to protect herself like Cockroach Knight, but that when that's destroyed, it goes back to the top of the deck, which means she always draws into Cockroach Knight again. And then she has something like Immortal of Thunder, which when flipped face up, and she usually plays it in defense, when flipped face up, sure she gains 3,000 life points, but then once it's destroyed, which usually happens in the same attack, she then loses 5,000. And then when she just normal summons it in an attack, but then it gets destroyed, there's no flipping, so she doesn't gain the 3,000, she just loses 5,000. Also, I've heard, I haven't partnered with her yet in story mode, but I've heard that Miss Dorothy has all her cards as favorites, just like with the page 3 characters, so you cannot change her deck. Now she does have a third deck, because this is her one deck that's okay, I guess maybe she can do something. The second deck is literally just a bunch of level 5 plus monsters that cannot special summon themselves, so she never plays any cards on the field, unless you force her with a card effect. The third one supposedly has a bunch of tuner monsters and then one Dark Magician Girl. She doesn't use any synchros in that deck, just a bunch of tuners. So my intention is, now maybe she does have synchros, but she doesn't have non-tuners to play them with, unlike the one Dark Magician Girl. So my intention is go in there with a deck with maybe 1 or 2 tuners myself, with mostly non-tuners, and then have Dorothy synchro summon them, if I can unlock that. But I'm not sure how to unlock that deck yet, because I'm going to assume that she uses this specific deck that she's using now in story mode. Actually, no, usually they use deck number 1, and the decks I've unlocked for her right now are 2 and 3, so maybe she does have the tuner 1 in story mode. I guess I'll have to find out later. I intend to unlock all the page 1 and 2 characters, and then 3 characters eventually too, but 1 and 2 are priority. One of the first themes I probably will do for an upcoming tournament, outside of just having 16 people and having most participants randomized, is an all-female tournament. And I could just choose 16 females from page 1 and 2, if there even are 16. And otherwise, I just want all females to be unlocked. And I think the only female I'm still missing is Tanya. So probably in story mode, the next thing I'll do is something that will unlock Tanya. I'll look into how to do that. Tanya with Amazon and stuff. Even though that might not necessarily be her optimal deck immediately, I have unlocked the character and she'll have a pretty decent deck. And that way I can use her in a tournament, and then she can always appear randomly in another tournament. We have 2 continuous spells to no Haman yet, and he doesn't draw into 1 either. Oh, Sword Deep-Seated, another card that goes to the top of the deck. Also, fun fact, now that we're looking at Mystic Tomato beating Dorothy up, there's now something called a Mystic Potato. Exact same stats and attributes and stuff as Mystic Tomato. Pretty much the exact same effect, except it's about effect destruction instead of battle destruction. Summons the exact same kind of monster. That exists now. Mystic Potato.
面白いもんだね、デュエルってのも。終わりなのかい？
Dorothy, you face Season 1's final boss. No, Kagemaru, you have the wrong person in mind. Dorothy is the shopkeeper. She sells things that she doesn't understand. She just understands people want card packs. There are cards in them. Cards are cool. And she makes good food. And she knows about people's appetites. That is what Dorothy does. That's the final match of the first round done. Kagemaru, as expected, beating Dorothy. But I didn't want to at least feature Dorothy in the tournament. She'll be back in the all-females tournament. I could actually check how many females exist. This is a very quick check. Can we check it on this page? Yeah, it does open. Hey, you can see this. So page 1 has Blair and Alexis. Now, sure, Alexis 2 characteristics, or Blair has 2 extra outfits. Blair has 2 completely different decks, but I still consider it the same character. So I can count her as 1, and then Alexis Rhodes is 1. Maybe I'll make Blair use her main deck at one point. But that's 2 females. Second tier has Serena's 3. Jasmine 4, Mindy 5, Dark Magician Girl 6. I'm gonna count Jinzo as non-binary. Sadie 7, Dorothy 8. I actually expect Sadie to do really well. I expect her to win a tournament at some point. Fonda 9, Yasmin 10, Camila 11, Tanya 12. And then there's an argument about whether Yubel is male or female. So that's 12 or 13 females. So I guess what I'll do for the female tournament is take all those 12 or 13 if I count Yubel, and I don't think I'll do the 2 different Blairs. Maybe I'll do the 2 different Blairs if I literally do all the page 1 and 2 characters together. Because it is 2 very different decks. Maybe. So it's 12 or 13, and then we add page 3 characters to make it 16. Like 1 from maybe Sly for Red, 1 from Rayella, 1 from Aldous Blue. That might be a good thing to do. And for the male tournament, there's a bunch to choose from for a 16-person tournament. And then a few tournaments later, we do another male tournament. Literally every male can compete. But then just from tier 1 and 2. Back to the tournament, though. We're up to the quarterfinals, where our 2 remaining page 3 characters will get to face off. Which includes Lily, who basically obliterated Chaz, even though Chaz had Master of Oz, even though he had Dragon Master Knight. Lily had Destiny Board. And 2 copies of Nightmare Steel Cage. That was all Lily needed to do. And then a Waboku that did help out too. And then her opponent, Lily's good friend Yumi. I don't remember what Yumi's deck is. I think she had Anteater eating Ant. That's how she beat Damon. Just some nice cards. I think I predicted Lily was winning this. Let's get going. Lily or Yumi? My money, if I put any money or bits on this, because I haven't made predictions yet on Twitch. I'll do that like when I have more regular watchers in these tournaments. I can do bit predictions. But my bits in that sense are on Lily. She has turn 1 Destiny Board again. I know she runs 3 copies, but oh my god. He's not even playing Nightmare Steel Cage yet, but this is incredible. Like if she gets turn 1 against that turn 1 against Don Zaluk and Lyman Banner, Don Zaluk speaking of him. There you go. And this is the way to do it. I think the only way to beat this strategy once it's active turn 1 is actually Heavy Storm Mystical Space Typhoon can completely ruin it. And I'm not sure how many copies of the spirit message boards there are. There will be one L, because there's no reason to place multiple L's. I know there's 3 destiny boards, but how many are the middle ones? Mystical Space and Heavy Storm could really mess it up. And you can't place them from the graveyard. Once destiny board is gone, most of Lily's main win condition is gone. She has a few cards she could do something with, like Jellin Duo. But her main thing is destiny board. Chaz wasn't able to break because he didn't find his Mystical Space Typhoon or Heavy Storm in time. And so far, Lily has had it turn 1. That's a little annoying, but manageable. There's N. Would playing Nightmare Steel Cage now be useful? Yes, because it would remove on the turn that L would be placed. If Lily takes a lot longer to find Destiny board. Oh, she does play it, okay. If Lily takes a lot longer to play Destiny board, and then the opponent has a lot more chances to attack her, that would be good. But even without Destiny board, she's successfully stalling with just Gel and Duo. Now, Gel and Duo can't be destroyed by battle, but the moment any damage is taken by Lily, Gel and Duo is destroyed. And this Nightmare Steel Cage makes sure that the set Gel and Duo is not flip face up at least. So that if some kind of effect damage or battle damage, whatever, comes in, it still makes one of the Gel and Duo survive. Now, my prediction said Lily wins this one, the Lyman Banner beats Don Zalug. Then it was Lily against Lyman Banner. And I thought maybe some of the burn-like cards in Banner's deck could beat Lily before she either draws into Destiny board or she gets to finish it. Lyman, I think, has Heavy Storm and Mystical Space Typhoon too. I think that's it. Lily wins. We get to see the animation again. Unfill. Lily remains for the page 3 characters. Lily remains for the Obelisk Blues. The Obelisk Blue females, because we haven't seen a single Raw Yellow in these tournaments. We haven't seen a single Obelisk Blue male. Lily wins again. Could Lily follow in Disa's footsteps and keep it at Obelisk Blue females that are winning tournaments? The Obelisk Blues do have good decks. Like, the Obelisk Blues have the best decks, then the Raw Yellows, and the Slifer Reds are okay. So, if the randomizer keeps giving us Obelisk Blues, then they could do really well in tournaments. Our second quarter-final match includes my predicted winner of the tournament, Lyman Banner. Let's see if he can do that against Don Zalug. Match number 2 in the quarterfinals. Who is going to face Lily and Destiny board in the semis? Let's find out. Which side has a gun?
私のターンドローモンスターをセットカードをセットターンエンド
のんびりいくですにゃ。私のターンですにゃ。ドローモンスターをセットにゃ。カードをセットにゃ。ターンエンド。
黒誘いの力見せてやる私のターンドロー
It doesn't look like there's a way for Tag Force 3 to not show the AI cards on your own side. Because I feel like that's you're meant to see that because they might be your tag partner, and that's just how it's programmed. AI on your side means tag partner, therefore show cards. I know Tag Force Special has an option to turn that off, or at least it just maybe it just doesn't show it all. There should be Tag Force 4, 5, 6, which I'll get into maybe much later. I expect to only really do tournaments in 6 because that'll have the most characters. I assume it'll have like the Tag Force story characters too. Tag Force 4, sorry. But I intend to play through all of those at some point. But first, I want to just do a lot with Tag Force 3 because I really like this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! In terms of the cards that are available and the decks you can build. Because the speed of the duel is something I really like. Probably this, maybe early 5Ds. So I guess I'll find that out with Tag Force 4 because that's the first 5Ds game. But I really like the cards that are available for this. I think this might be my favorite like era of Yu-Gi-Oh! I can still enjoy Synchros and Exceeders, but thinking back, this is probably my favorite. Right now, a lot of effects are so complicated, such huge combos are possible, I don't like it. I can understand why people find it really hard to get into, and I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Really well. Know a lot of decks. I was an admin for Undueling Network for 4 years until it was unfortunately taken down. And after a year's absence from regularly playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I prefer to play on Dueling Network as opposed to something like Death Pro, I wanted the manual thing. Dueling Book came back. Well, I just lost touch with the meta, and then I tried to come up with some Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff on my channel, which I did for a while to keep me interested in Yu-Gi-Oh! And sort of get back into it, but I never really did, which is unfortunate. I really can't get into the meta. Like, I know it a little bit, but I'm not too interested in that anymore. I prefer this type of Yu-Gi-Oh! And making my own stuff. That's what I'd like to do. Also, I don't think my predicted winner is gonna win the tournament. Golem Sentry plus just attacking on the side. Yeah. Good opener for Donza League. Slime and Banner need something really fancy. Sorry, Professor. I was really rooting for you, but sometimes things just don't work out. I guess he survives for another turn. Maybe No, he doesn't. Just still Golem Sentry. I was gonna say Destiny Draw maybe will save him, but
ダイレクトアタック
I don't think it will. No, maybe at some point I'll get a predicted winner right.
なんだか疲れたのにゃ。
He did win one duel, which is impressive enough.
一丁上がりだ
So it's Don Zalug to the semifinals. He's gonna be the one to try and fight Lily on her Destiny board. Before others in the tournament are Supreme King, which is very powerful, definitely possible to win the tournament. Abydos, who I don't think is that strong, but if you can set up his luck again with the Soul Absorbing Bone Towers, then maybe. Fonda Fontaine and Kagamaru. Like all of them, if they have like their luck and they can get certain right cards early on for specific opponents, then a lot is possible. It has been set up. Deck 3 for Abydos, deck 10 for Supreme King. Let's get going. Quarterfinal 3 is underway.
デュエルの神と呼ばれた世に挑もうというのか。
跡形残らずすべてぶっ倒す。デュエル邪魔立ては許さん。俺のターン。ドロー。いでよ、モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。モンスター効果発動。手札より魔法発動。いでよ、モンスターを融合召喚。カードをセット。ターンエンド。
来るがよい、世のターン。ドロー。家来を呼び、モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。バトルだ。行くぞ。モンスターで攻撃を行う。かわいない。モンスター効果発動。家来を呼び、モンスターを特殊召喚。行くぞ。モンスターで攻撃を行う。手札から魔法発動する。世のために働け。モンスターを特殊召喚。カードをセット。
リバースカードオープン。トラップ発動。
おお。ターン。
見せてみろ。お前の力を。俺のターン。ドロー。モンスター効果発動。いでよ、モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。バトル。行け。モンスターで攻撃。モンスター効果発動。 行けモンスターでダイレクトアタック。
王に向かって。
ターンエンド。
来るがよい世のターン。ドロー。手札から魔法発動する。我がしもべだ。モンスターを特殊召喚。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。バトルだ。こやつめモンスターで攻撃を行う。命令だ。モンスターでダイレクトアタック。
これしき。
カードをセット。ターンエンド。
見せてみろお前の力を。俺のターン。ドロー。いでよモンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。バトル。行けモンスターで攻撃。モンスター効果発動。カードをセット。ターンエンド。
来るがよい世のターン。ドロー。世のために働け。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。バトルだ。行くぞモンスターでダイレクトアタック。
これしき。
ターンエンド。
お前が何度攻撃してこようが俺が勝つ。俺のターン。ドロー。いでよモンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。バトル。行けモンスターで攻撃。モンスター効果発動。ターンエンド。
来るがよい世のターン。ドロー。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。
The Supreme King had the advantage. But that's the thing. Had. Once the Lightning Golem was gone, sure they could get rid of something with Grand Mole. But then Abydos can just normal summon it again, direct attack, and then the process repeats. This way, Abydos will win. And will reach the semi-finals. Lily's interesting, pitch the character. Don Salute. I wouldn't expect Don Salute to have that many more top cuts. But I guess with certain randomization of characters, sure it can. The only ones I'd say are like super strong in this field is Supreme King, and I guess if they draw well Kagamaru, and then you really can't say too much about the. It's a lot harder to say stuff about the pitch characters. Did I mention it looked good for Abydos? Because it's looking good for Abydos. He's ready to finish it off this turn. But it's Mirror Force! And an advantage the Supreme King has now if he normal summons Grand Mole. Then Abydos attacks into Grand Mole. They both go back to hand. Grand Mole summon again, direct attack. But because he's behind, Supreme King still gets the Destiny draw. Oh, he's gonna take over again. He'd look good for him. Then Abydos took over for a bit. You go, Shogun. Evil hero, malicious fiend.
最強の力の象徴現れろ。イービルヒーローマリシャスデビル。 いでよモンスターを攻撃表示で召喚
One of his best cards. And then just Grand Mole on the side, because why not?
バトル
Abydos has already used his Mirror Force.
ダイレクトアタック完全なる勝利を導く
He gets one turn, does this?
その力の前には
Allow Destiny
あらゆるも
draw?
のが
He's
無力
behind in life points, he's below
エッジ
4,000.
ストリーム
He doesn't have a card that beats Malicious Fiend. I think it does. But does he have any Destiny draw cards left?
向かって
If Mirror Force is in a deck, it usually is one of
ター
them.
ンエンド
Usually a deck has like 2 or 3 different ones.
世を誰だと思っておれ世のターン
No, I don't think so. That's the normal one.
モンスターをセット
That's beatable with Maul.
ターンエンド
Yeah, I think Supreme King has this.
構えろ
Honestly, I was really rooting for Abydos. It's just the characters that I expect are weaker to make it.
バトル
More upset
完
victories.
全なる勝
Just
利を導く
breaking for a
絶
bit
対
and
的
having
な
a
力
bad opening
そ
hand
の
or
力の前には
the
あらゆるもの
generally
が無力
seen as
砕け
weaker opponent getting stuff like Heavy Storm or Mirror Force at the exact right moment.
モンスター効果発動
Stuff like that is what makes this can make this fun, can make for upsets and single elimination tournaments, no match duels, stuff like that. Oh, they didn't do Grand Mole first. Why not? Oh, they thought, oh, we could finish it off with Grand Mole?
いでよモンスターを攻撃表示で召
That's a
喚
mistake from Supreme King. I guess Abydos got another turn out of it.
ターンエンド
世を誰だと思っておれ世のターンドロー
Oh, he gets Destiny draw this time though.
モンスターをセット
That was a pretty
手
hand.
札から魔法発
It's
動
sword. His Destiny draw cards with swords. That'll help against especially Grand Mole to have multiple cards in the field. Malicious Fiends effect.
邪魔立ては許さ
see
ん
if we
俺
can
の
read
タ
it.
ーンドロー手札より速攻魔法
And
発
there
動
goes that protection. If they just attack with Grand Mole, it's done.
バトル完全なる勝利を導く絶対的な力その力の前にはあらゆるものが無力砕けエッジストリーム
モンスター効果発動
I knew he had paired him with Tool. Dude, that's a mistake from Supreme King. He could have finished it off 2 turns now.
特殊召喚
Ooh, if they have face-up monsters, they would change the attack position. But it's not piercing.
モンスター効果発動いでよモンスターを
Malicious
攻
Edge would have
撃表
finished
示で
it.
召喚
Supreme King stays in with a chance, but Abydos gets the stall.
ターンエンド
But he doesn't have swords anymore. His Destiny
世
draw
を
is
誰だ
gone.
と思っておれ世のターンドロー
But the side shot has the mouth animation a little wrong for Abydos specifically. I noticed it in the previous duel
カ
as
ードを
well.
セットターンエンド
無様だな俺のターンドローバトル完全なる勝利を導く絶対的な力その力の前にはあらゆるものが無力砕けエッジストリーム
モンスター効果発動家来よりモンスターを特殊召喚
行け
Bone
モン
Tower,
スターで攻撃
Grand Mole. Supreme King, just Grand Mole
モンスター効果
first.
発動
Then you win. What is so hard to understand about this?
いでよモンスターを
Or
攻
even
撃
leaving
表示で
the
召喚
face-up monster on the field for next turn. Actually, no, not with Bone Tower. That would not be smart, because then they can play a second
カー
Bone
ドを
Tower.
セット
リバースカードオープン連続トラップ発動
First Sarcophagus, okay. They're trying for their Pharaoh. Not that that would really help them, because that Pharaoh really isn't that strong for this complicated of a summoning method.
世のターン
It's basically just a mini Destiny board, just with 3 parts instead of 5.
手札からフィールド魔法発動。
Now Zombie World comes in. If Abydos comes back from this, I'm gonna be so amazed. Supreme King could have won multiple turns. And the thing is, if he would just normal summon Morphing Jar, he would win. Because then it's even Malicious Fiend into Permaturtle, something summoned, Grammel into whatever summoned, then Morphing Jar. But they're not gonna play Morphing Jar, they're gonna wait for the set.
その力の前にはあらゆるものが無力。砕けエッジストリーム。
モンスター効果発動。
That's destroyed, now it's over.
その魂
Grand Mole. Finish it. Finish what should have been done a while ago. Supreme King to the semifinals. That interaction actually looks really good. You wanna join me? No, be gone. You lost. I'm Batman. Not quite Batman. Although we don't actually know where Jaden's parents are either. Not that that's a story point. We just don't think we've ever seen them. Maybe in episode 1 he says like, "Oh, bye parents," but we never see or hear from them. Supreme King to semis. There's Lily Donzalug Supreme King. This is gonna be the last one. The nurse. This is gonna be the nurse against evil Jaden. The nurse has already beaten good boy Jaden. Or is it gonna be a very evil second semi-final? Supreme King against Kagamaru. Two final bosses of season 2. Even though I guess Bell was the final boss of season 3. Supreme King was a big boss that was in between. Yeah, just like how... Yeah, I think season 3 had... Was it Marcel? That was like a boss fight, big boss fight as well. But Bell was the final one. Same with Professor Viper, I think, in season 3 was that one too. Like he was the main boss in the anime. I haven't gone to that point yet in the yeah, I'm rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh! Jax. I'm in the Gen X tournament right now where Sartorius is the evil guy. Meanwhile, I'm setting up for the next quarterfinal match. I clicked start, I clicked up on accident, oops. No, we don't need to see Mindy versus Sadie. I can't exit this, can I? Until the duel is over. Okay, I'm just gonna reset the game then. Oops. You didn't see any of this, but you could hear it. And we're back in the main menu. Nothing ever happened. Whatever are you talking about? Okay, so don't press up and then press A. I was trying to go back to change the bottom character out of the two. So on the player side, I thought clicking up would get me there. No, clicking up gets the start duel. That's also a button I can press. Duh. Come on, Alfred. Alright. Wanda Fontaine with deck 3. Against Kagemaru with deck 3. Let's see if we'll see Hamon this time. Kagemaru's on the opposing side, so we'll not be able to see their hand. We will be able to see Fonda's. Final quarterfinal match. Let's get going.
いでモンスターを攻撃表示で召喚よ。カードをセット。ターンを終了します。
瞬殺する俺のターン。ドロー。手札から永続魔法発動。モンスターをセット。手札から永続魔法発動。
Messenger of Peace is an extra stall card. Fire Princess is out and there's even a second one, but where's the healing? When Fonda gets a heal card, especially a card that can regularly heal, like Cure Mermaid or what's the other one? That's Solemn Wishes. She can do a lot, especially with 2 Fire Princesses out. Now Polymerization isn't because she has Saint Joan. Now Saint Joan by itself is okay. Forgiving Maiden is it's there. It can stall for a bit with 2000 defense. But it's Marie the Fallen one, which is I think is a level 5, which by itself isn't great, but it has a graveyard effect. That during your standby phase you gain 200 life points. Which isn't much, but in a kind of a stally deck, life points can matter in the end. But it's a combination with Fire Princess is why that entire thing is in there. In this deck. Jinzo, yeah, that's one of the reasons I feel like this might be Kagamaru's best deck out of the 3 separate ones. Like the Raviel focused one, the Hamon focused one, and the Uriah one. Because Jinzo by itself is just a really good card for 1 tribute monsters, stopping all the traps. And then he has some really good spells on the field as well. But then there's Ejection Fairy Lily. Is it just Messenger of Peace? Is this declarations of attacks or just attacks? Although, the power changes into damage steps and then you can't stop an attack anymore. I think it goes through. Oh. And they're all below 1500 original attack. So they can get past Messenger of Peace. And Messenger of Peace specifically says declaring the attack. So yeah, Injection Fairy Lily definitely avoids it. The Snipe Hunter needs to take out more things. It needs to take out all the monsters. Because it can't attack by itself because of Messenger of Peace. It needs the other one too. Although that Fire Prince isn't as important. Yeah, Injection Fairy Lily was probably the most important. The Fire Prince by itself can't beat Snipe Hunter. But he will try again next turn to destroy it. Vengeful? Oh, that might be useful. Actually, no. But yeah, that Jinzo's already gone. It was looking good for Fonda until Snipe Hunter showed up. That's a good play. The Kagamaru does get... No, he doesn't get a monster with Sangan because of his own dimensional fissure. Sangan never hit the grave. Fonda would do well with a healing card. With 2 Fire Princesses gone, that's her main win condition gone. She can get Master Darkness to get Torrential back. And Kagamaru will slowly, but just very slowly lose with Messenger.
理しないで、私のターン。ドロー。カードをセット。ターンエンドよ。
俺のターンドロー
It's the highest life point total you could destiny draw on. So what is it? Is it Haman or something else?
ターンエンド
I'm gonna look up what that destiny draw
無理
is.
しないで、私のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。
Maybe there's multiple ones in that deck.
ターンエンドよ。
His destiny draw
俺のターン
3 options. It's Sword of Revealing Light, the third messenger piece, or his level limit area B. Because messengers on the field, I don't see the reason for him to play swords. Nor the second messenger piece, that would just be a waste of life points. And cards if Heavy Storm is played. Although I'd be surprised with Fonda's sets if you play it. And level limit area B, I probably would expect it to be played. With Forgiving Maiden. Going for attacks now, because why wouldn't you go for attacks? Yeah. Go for damage.
それがどうし
He
た
doesn't have anything to do against it.
モンスターをセット。ターンを終了します。
俺のターンドロー 手札から永続魔法発動
Okay, that could be annoying. I know that with Macrocosmos out, you cannot attack under Servant, because Servant has you, when you declare an attack, you have to send top card of your deck to the grave. But sending the top card of your deck to the grave is a cost. And because you cannot pay the cost due to Macrocosmos, because everything's banished, you can never declare the attack.
瞬殺する俺のターン
But with Dimensional Fissure, you only send the monsters to the banished pile, not the spells and traps. So then, does that stop you from attacking because there's a chance that there's a monster?
モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚
Maybe that's it. I don't recall the ruling on that one.
バトルだ滅びよモンス
I'm
タ
actually
ー
gonna
で
look
攻
that
撃
one up.
ターンエンド
よーし、私のターンね。ドロー。手札から魔法を
Yeah, there's
発動。
polymerization. But it's just with King of the Swamp, not with Marie.
かわいいのよ。モンスターを
So it doesn't give the life points that you want. It's mostly, it's nice there for an attacker, but you want the life points. I think there's a deck out, slight advantage Kagamaru, but really there's nothing about this set, 27 cards left. I'd say Fond is more of an advantage because of the life points on Kagamaru. But that's also another 27-ish turns before Messenger of Peace would take that down.
リバースカードを使います。トラップ発動。
Mirror Force. Kapoof. Are we gonna see an attack with Spirit Reaper now? No, we have Royal Decree.
発動
Because it's not just Jinzo that he has. I was gonna say, maybe they take out
効果よ。
Mystic Tomato, then they attack with Spirit Reaper, just a bit of damage. The discard probably wouldn't matter too much.
モンスターをセット
How many Hamons does he have in his deck? He has 2. If he draws into one, is he gonna... I feel like
のターンよ。
his Messenger of Peace is saving him.
ドロー。
Well, the Hamon would be good. The Messenger of Peace is saving him. If he plays Hamon, he does have Royal Decree.
カードをセッ
But
ト。
there are spells that can be annoying too, especially Shrink, and I'm pretty sure Fond has one face down. I'm not gonna check, because I like the surprises. I don't remember.
瞬殺する
He does run Shrink in her deck, we know that. I do want to summon Hamon just for... No, see Hamon just for the animation. But it gets rid of the safety net of both Messenger of Peace, but also the Dimensional Fissure and... Servant combo! This is his win condition, Stealth Bird! Because he's stalling with his cards. Stealth Word is a win con.
ちゃダメよ
Kagamaru's suddenly looking much better. He's safe from Mirror Force.
モンスター効果を使う
Yeah, and she has played Torrential set, but with World Decree, that's not gonna do anything. I feel like Fonda has a chance if she has Heavy Storm. But would she Heavy Storm at this point with her 4 sets?
よーし私のターンねドローターンエンドよ
Rulings say that Dimensional Fissure plus Gravekeeper Servant means you cannot declare an attack. Because there's a chance it's a monster card, you can't do it. The only way to declare an attack while both Gravekeeper Servants and Dimensional Fissure are active is if you also have Convulsion of Nature active. And therefore it is public knowledge what the top grade deck is. Even if, let's say, you use some kind of effect to put a specific card to the top of your deck, and before you put it there, the knowledge is that it's, let's say, it's spell card, let's say it's Monster Reborn. While it's on top of the deck, it's not public knowledge anymore, so therefore you still can't declare an attack under the current conditions. Kagemaru's the one that plays Heavy Storm? He's giving Fonda a win condition again. Kagemaru was looking good. What is he doing? Oh, this duel is about to change. This duel is about to change. Kagemaru might have just messed up. Oh, he does have another messenger, maybe? Or level limit area B, or swords, because he had his destiny draw. It's a third messenger, alright. But attacks can be declared by other things. But with stuff already in defense position on Kagemaru's field, that won't help as much. He's still a Stealth Bird. Yeah, the Marie the Fallen one, the Grave would have helped stall for a little more. Yeah, she needs this. There is Marie, but it's a bit late. What are you gonna do with rain control? Oh, tribute it for Marie. Okay, you're gonna put Marie in the grave now. But you could have also attacked with Mystic Tomato. Yeah, this doesn't help. You should have normal summon Cure Mermaid for life points. Also, you should have set Dimension. Why didn't you set Solemn Wishes? Did you have enough set? You need the life points. I'm not sure if you realize, but they have Stealth Bird. Oh yeah, they shouldn't have attacked with Mystic Tomato because of Stealth Bird. There's Fissure. I guess maybe they should have attacked into Stealth Bird, would have cost them 300. But then either Stealth Bird couldn't use its effect for a turn, or it does, but then it's committed to staying in phase of attack position. And then they could crash into it with Morphing Jar. They can attack. Yeah, they can attack into Morphing Jar now. And they didn't play Dimension Wall face down, so Fonda, that one's on you. You lose next turn. You didn't play Dimension Wall or Solemn Wishes. You should have. You really should have. But Kagemaru having an extra messenger piece was looking really good for her. Just wait motion cannon, because why not? Still haven't seen him on. Maybe next round. I feel like Fonda had a chance there, but the stall spell cards from Kagemaru sealed the deal. That's a turn too late. Oh, turn too late. He just has to flip summon Stealth Bird. Or play Wave Motion Cannon. Both would be enough. The Garmar got relatively low on life points too, but not enough. Which effect will it be? He doesn't want to finish it yet. I've seen this with other AI. They do weird things. If there's like a trap that turns to tribute, they can take a stealth for it, that's something. Once he activates Wave Motion Cannon, then even have Mystique on stuff, but I don't think she has anything against that. I think the AI is focused on summoning first. Giant Trunade gets rid of the Wave Motion Cannon thing. I feel like they're not focused on the win condition as much. They're focused on what is just the optimal play for right now for the turn in battle. And then they look at the other stuff, like Stealthbird. Kagomaro wins. This is an example of how the AI isn't perfect. But in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's never perfect. Especially if there would be current day games with AI that has to do so many different decks. It's impossible. So many possibilities. At least beating Fonda means something. He beat Dorothy before. Next time though, his next opponent is the Supreme King? I feel like beating the Supreme King really means something. Then he can say that he's got, especially if he then wins the final two. So, two of what I would argue are the strongest characters that I knew about in the second semifinal. And then with Donzalug and Lily in the first. Can Lily get Destiny board early enough? Can she stall there? Or can Donzalug get stuff like Donzalug out? Or mill the things that Lily really needs? Will Donzalug make it to the final? Or will Lily continue the streak of the Obelisk Blue females reaching the finals? It was Disa twice, and she won one of them. She's still the only CPU champion because I was in the first one. So probably I'm just not going to be in more tournaments. Like, I'll be in my own tournaments, like play against some CPUs. But then they don't count towards the Champions Cup. That's probably what I'll do. I want to see more CPUs fight. First semifinal match: Lily and Destiny board against Donzalug. Let's get going. And Lily's on our side now, so we can see what Lily draws.
準備はいいか野郎ども
よーし行くわよデュエル行くぞ私のターンドロー
No turn 1 Destiny board this time, it's just Marshmallow. Oh, you play Kelbuck first. Actually, maybe for Noble Mana cross out. Might be smart. You can't. It's unlikely that they'll have multiple special summons and then be able to deal big damage this turn already. So I guess for Noble Mana cross out, something like that, it might be smart. Deal damage can even send a monster back, so that might be a positive. And then attack on your own turn. Maybe Lily just wins by battle damage. That looks a nice card. Physical attack's pretty good. Can be summoned via, I think it's an Earth one. It would have been one of Ishizu's one then. Yeah, one of Ishizu's fairies. 1800 defense is nice, and if it gets attacked into, like Wall of Illusions, Monzo gets them back for the hand. A Mirror Force, please. This would be good for Lily, because she can win on battle damage and add a bit of effect damage like stuff from Marshmallow. She has other win possibility that win conditions in just Destiny board. It's not a pure stall
モン
deck.
スターでダイレクトアタックよ
I think that's a good thing. Well, at the end of turn 3, Don's Luke down to 4,900. Good start.
エンドよ
No Nightmare Steel Cage might be a good idea, yeah.
黒サソリの力
We know they have DD Assailant. Will they attack? They probably should get rid of a Calbeck, because otherwise the Calbecks can just keep attacking.
魔法発動
Even though DD Assailants can
させないわ
work.
よ手札
It's
か
like,
ら
ooh, Herald the Green Light. You don't see that one often. Has to give up the Marshmallow, but it saves both Calbecks. That's probably good. Because if they want to stall, they can still Nightmare Steel Cage. The Assailant would have to attack into Calbeck, I would say.
バトルだ行け
They could, otherwise they would have to risk Lily not having anything to beat over DD Assailant, or having a Lightning Vortex of their own. It does send Assailant back, and allow them to still direct attack with one of the Calbecks, but they're gone.
行くぞ私の
That's
ターン
probably, with Donsul's life points in mind, a good thing. And maybe you can Destiny Duel sometime soon. Ooh, Messenger Piece at the end of the turn.
いけ
Get one direct attack off and then stall Messenger Piece, that would be a good one.
やりやがったな
Lily looking good, I would say.
ターンエンド
No
よ
messenger. Ooh, especially with the knowledge that DD Assailant exists
おしゃくな
and can beat over Calbeck. Messenger Piece would have been a good card. Then they would have been able to keep Calbeck too.
モンスターを攻撃表示で
Would have been defense. Mm,
バトルだ行
I
け
don't quite agree with that choice of Lily. It still has the advantage, but it would have been really nice for her to at least have a monster around.
ターンエンド
What's a set card? Is it a spell? I don't remember.
行くぞ私の
It's
ターン
either Destiny Board or Waboku if it's a trap.
リバースカードオープントラップ発
Trap
動
that shit? Nothing? I guess maybe because they don't have DD Assailant on the field, the AI doesn't feel
見
the
せてやる私の
necessity
ドロー
to play a stall card. Like Swords or Messenger.
モンスターを
Next turn I expect it'll be played though.
バトルだ行けモンスターでダイレクトアタック
Messenger isn't the safest on this opponent because all the Dark Scorpions outside of the level 5 hunters, I think it's Gork
カ
Strong.
ードをセット
They're below 1500 attack, so they can avoid Messenger Piece.
行くぞ私のターンドロー
Because that DD Ascend is probably the highest normal summonable monster.
オープン永続トラップ発動
モンスターをセットよ手札から魔法発
Okay,
動
we're
よ
not playing Source.
ターンエンドよ
黒サソリの力見せてやる私のターンドローモンスターをセットターンエンド
行くぞ私のターンドローターンエンドよ
黒サソリの力見せてやる私のターンドローモンスター効果発動モンスターをセットモンスター効果発動ターンエンド
行くぞ私のターンドローカードをセットよターンエンドよ
黒サソリの力見せてやる私のターンドローモンスターをセットカードをセット
くぞ私のターンドロー魔法発動よターンエンドよ
黒サソリの力見せてやる私のターンドローモンスターをセットターンエンド
行くぞ私のターンドローモンスターをセットよターンエンドよ
黒サソリの力見せてやる私のターン
I feel like at this point, with the stall cards, we're just waiting for Destiny board to be drawn. Lily had it early twice. The 2 early finishes of duels. So, I feel like it's okay to wait for a bit. Golem Sentry can get rid of monsters, but as long as Lily doesn't run out of stall cards, she'll be good. Thing is, once she runs out of the next Nightmare Steel Cage, Messenger of Peace comes in as her stall card. Golem Sentry can still direct attack.
モンスターをセットよ手札から魔法発動よターンエンドよ
25 cards left in the deck. 3 of them are Destiny board.
見せてやる私のターンドローモンスター効果発動モンスター効果発動ターンエンド
行くぞ私のターンドローモンスターをセットよカードをセットよターンエンドよ
黒サソリの力見せてやる私のターンドローモンスター効果発動来いモンスターを攻撃表示で召喚モンスター効果発動ターンエンド
行くぞ私のターンドローモンスターをセットよ永続魔法発動よカードをセットよ
Now I wonder what will happen. Because now Golem Sentry can direct
ターン
attack.
エンドよ
It's still gonna take a while if it's just Golem Sentry. Let's see what the other sets are.
見せてや
Maybe
る
there's stuff like Dawn Salute there, or mainly the Thorn that can chip the yellow that can direct attack.
手札から魔法発動
What's the other one? The one that's on Trap Death Shoots
さ
card.
せないわよ手札から
Flip
モン
the
スター
trap
効
removal.
果発動よ
At least Golem Sentry can attack. If it's a big attack, then might Wabaka. Well, the 2 message eyes that we got Golem Sentry, another
モンスタ
one.
ー効果発動
Maybe the Thorn was her effect. Is it
バトルだ
Part Mill from the deck?
え
Because that
ー
might be even
モン
more
スターでダイレク
difficult.
トアタック
If it's sending stuff from the hand, discarding from the hand, that's bad too. Actually, we're gonna get 3 cards away from the hand because of Robin Goblin. I don't think there's more than 2 Spirit Message Eyes though. No, it is top of the deck. No? Oh, it adds a Dark Scorpion. With I feel like if both A's are removed, and both I's are removed, then that's over. Looking very good for Donzalug. Really needs a good stall card now. Also, I checked. She has 2 copies of Spirit Message I, N, and A. So once that second I is discarded, I think she loses. Well, I shouldn't have looked that up. Keep it surprised. You probably should have played Waboku there. Yellen Duo! That was so good if Don Saluk didn't have Golem Sentry. Oh, that would have been so good, but Don Saluk is a counter to it. The fact that it's not just a battle is so nice. It stopped many decks, but Golem Sentry. It exists. I think that's gonna be Don Saluk in the finals. Maybe not this turn because Messenger Piece is still active, but we'll see it next turn then. That's gonna be another 2600 damage. She never saw Destiny board. She had a lot of luck to get it early in the first 2 duels. But sometimes with Destiny board you just don't have that luck. You can stall all you want, but eventually the opponent can draw into the cards to counter it, and in Don Saluk's case, those cards are both called Golem Sentry. They couldn't stop Nightmare Steel Cage, they couldn't stop Sword Revealing Light, but eventually those run out. Golem Sentry gets around Messenger Piece and gets around Gel and Duo, Spirit Reaper. And there goes the second Spirit Message Eye. Destiny Board can't be completed now. What was the other spell that she set? It's like Double Snare? Yeah, it's just 1 copy of Double Snare. Destroy 1 face-up card on the field that has an effect that negates trap effects. If there's no Jinzo or Royal Decree or something like that on the field, then that Double Snare would just stay there. And then she could never complete Destiny board anyway. It never would go until deck out. I feel like this is going to be the final turn of the duel. It was a relatively long one. But turn 28 is going to end it. Thanks to Golem Sentry. No, there's still a Waboku. She's gonna stall for another turn, I forgot. She has Double Snap, but she still has 1 Waboku. Should have definitely used it before. But the cards would have been removed from the hand at some point anyway. She does have Academy Aloma to search for Destiny board, but that's too late. It adds a little bit of consistency, but if your Academy Aloma and Destiny board are all in the bottom half of the deck, or maybe 1 card above the bottom half, there isn't much you can do. Okay, turn 30 will be the final turn of the duel then. Thanks to Golem Sentry. Don Saluk breaks the streak of the Obelisk Blue Girls reaching the finals. Lily was unable to do it with her Destiny board. Maybe if this was a match duel or something like it, Lily would have won. Or maybe Yumi would have been Lily. Chaz Princeton would have been Lily. But we do single duels because that's more interesting. gives more chances to the unexpected wins and strategies. Also, it saves us a lot of time. That too. Don Salug's in the final, but who will be his opponent? Supreme King? Or Kagemaru? Only evil people remain. Don Zalug was a Shadow Rider that worked for Kagemaru. For his own goals, potentially, but he worked for Kagemaru. And then there's the Supreme King. So, out of the 3 people remaining in this tournament, who do you think will win? Kagemaru with his Haman deck. We still haven't seen Haman. Can I please see Haman? Like, he can definitely do, like, Dimension Fissure, Gravekeeper surfing together is just already really good. Yeah, stuff like Messenger of Peace. So I think Kagemaru has a better chance of winning this because of those stall strategies. Semi-final number 2. Who's gonna fight Don Zalug in the final and have a chance to join Disa? To join Disa as a champion, and therefore also qualify for the Champions Cup.
俺はついに取り戻したこの若さを。来い、お前の魂ごと俺の肉体に吸い取ってやる。
跡形残らずすべてぶっ倒す。デュエル。邪魔立ては許さん。俺のターン。ドロー。手札より魔法発動。イデオモンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。モンスター効果発動。カードをセット。ターンエンド。
瞬殺する俺のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。手札から永続魔法発動。ターンエンド。
見せてみろお前の力を。俺のターン。ドロー。イデオモンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。バトル行け。モンスターで攻撃。
Servant's active, but by itself that's not a stall card. It only works with Dimensional Fissure. Here comes some damage. Malicious Edge can deal a lot if Kagemaru doesn't draw into his good stall card soon.
カードをセット。
And this swarm of scarabs or locusts, whichever one of the two that was, doesn't help either. Getting a monster can be good. It helps protect him from a little bit of life point damage, or the piercing effect of Malicious Edge can be really good here. This is Supreme King gonna play Grand Mall. I did say earlier I expected Kagemaru to win. But that is because of the stall strategies. And if a good strategy can't be set up properly, like you don't draw into any stall cards. And Servant by itself is not a stall card, it's part of a stall combo. Then the opponent can do stuff really well. Supreme King did exactly what he needed to. Emergency call into Stratos, Stratos into Malicious Edge. And this is going to be big damage. Probably would be smarter to just use Mole first and then Malicious. But this is still big damage. Contest? When that's removed from the field, not sure if it's removed from the field to destroy it actually. But it destroys all spells and traps in the field. Or at least on your side. I think it's... Oh. I have to deal with that once in a duel. That was kind of annoying. Yeah, destroy all spells and traps in the field. Mole first. Let's Spirit Reaper again. This is the turn. This is the duel over already. Premature Burial too? What's in there? Stratos? Clayman, because why not? Summon Grammel? No, they're not going Grammel because they don't feel like it. Alright, Kagamaru survives for a turn. That's a lot of damage though, so he survived for one turn. So... Set? Mr. Clayman. I'm gonna keep Grammel for next, and he needs his Destiny draw now. I think it qualifies. It does. So that was level limit, swords, or messenger. It's level limit. Okay, that stops everything except for Grammel and the rock. The Hexual Fusion. Ooh, Jinzo. Grammel can still stop that though. And Jinzo gets stopped by level limit area B. Maybe should have waited with that. That's what Minkus do. Because now Grammel's gonna come in. But Dark Calling first. And if they don't use a card from the field, it's gonna mean they don't have a place for Grand Mole. And without Grand Mole on the field, Supreme King, you have removed sort of your win condition. Grand Mole can attack. I don't know what you've set. No, I know you have set. It's Clayman. Clayman's level 4. You know, and certainly can't do anything. This is giving Kagamaru time to get more of his stall cards. Nothing Supreme King can do now. He put himself into this by taking his final field slot. He should have kept going with Grand Mole. Grandmar can't do anything. Oh, actually, it can. If they tribute Gigantes, they destroy their spells and traps, and then just attack. That would be another win condition. The condition being open again. Especially now that there's a set card. More reason to use Grammar, because now they can actually use its effect on an opponent's card, not your own. But just tributing Gigantes would be enough for the win. Yes. Gigantes. No. They didn't. Yeah, the AI didn't see it. Alright, let's see where the AI goes. Heavy Storm's gone. That's probably good for Kagamaru, because they don't want to destroy their own cards. Because their level limit area B is what's keeping them alive. They needed that Destiny draw for sure. Summon that in attack. What is he going to destroy? Yeah, you're just going to set it. It's like, oh, I can attack with it. Wait, no, never mind. In a way, I hope Supreme King draws into something like Malicious Edge and then actually Chibi's Gigantes. Highest, Chibi Gigantes. Deal 1,000 damage too. It's Gigantes, this should be game. Because then he can banish Jinzo as well. For 1,000 damage? No, he gets rid of level limit. But why didn't... Oh, is Gigantes effect only when it's destroyed? Okay, never mind then. That with Grammar didn't work. But this does! Kai's got rid of the correct card. The Supreme King goes to the finals. Kagamaru, you're not a god. You just beat Dorothy and a nurse.
その程度の力で何をしようというのだ。お前の歌う正義では何も変えられん。
Alright, we just have one more duel remaining. One finalist, which I expected. There was a good chance for the Supreme King to make it. And then it's Don Zalug. The character who has a nice deck, but I feel like there's nothing too much that stands out. I'd say his best card is probably Golem Sentry. Stuff like Golem Sentry, Guardian Sphinx can be so good if once they're set up right. Grand Mole as well if you have the slight monster advantage going into it. Golem Sentry can be so good. Stealth Bird a bit, but Golem Sentry just getting rid of a monster every turn. It's really nice. Don Zalug has beaten Emperor Umiyuma, Lyman Banner, the one I predicted to win the tournament, and Lily to get here. The Supreme King has beaten Chumley Huffington, Abydos III, and then just now Kagemaru. Which one will be the second champion after Disa? Who will be the second CPU character to qualify for the Champions Cup? I think we're about to find that out. Don Zalug, Supreme King. Let's get the show on the road. Prediction, Jaden, the Supreme King will go first. No, I think that the animation usually plays for the person who goes second first. And then the person who goes first goes second. It makes sense in what I said. I think it's the Luke starts. Yeah. And another great opening. Although he does a space typhoon, that can be nice. Wants a Reborn and Lightning Vortex though. And I guess reinforcements. No, he'll be okay. Assailant or good or something. Yeah, that's nice. Actually, that's an okay play. Then Lightning Vortex for the future. Yeah, that's probably the best. They got a set when he ends his turn or when he with like continuous effect that's really good. Lightning Vortex to check out something big that isn't already taken out by Assailant. And then do it. Ooh, Grammel. That's good for Zalug if Gramel's the best he can offer. Because then Zalug can just summon BD Assailant again and attack with it. We've seen this before. The Supreme King did end up winning that duel, but he is in the finals after all. What's that set card? They really should MSD that, I feel. I don't know what it is. I feel like they really should Mystical Space Typhoon that. Maybe it's nothing too bad. I'm not gonna look it up what the potential of that card is, because I just want to be surprised. I don't think there's Waboku, but even that it's Dust Tornado. Alright, no need to do it. It's actually okay that they didn't MSD that, but they couldn't have known that. AI doesn't know that ahead of time. They just don't like using MSD that really. I like to play it on something that was just said. Let's see if they set anything new. If Dust Tornado was the only thing they set. They don't have a lot of their trap cards. Not that Supreme King, I think, runs that many traps. They'll have stuff like French Tribute and Mirror Force, right? There is one set card. They don't MSD it. Maybe the AI programming on MSD is different than Dust Tornado. Dust Tornado generally used in stuff that's just placed. But if Supreme King sticks a Grand Mole, then Assailant can keep attacking. Let's see if that set card can do anything. I'm rooting for Danzalu here, by the way. The Supreme King is the one that feels stronger. That can do the bigger things. I'd say advantage definitely Danzalu right now. And even if something like Malicious Edge comes out, Malicious Fiend, even Dark Gaia, the Assailant might be able to get rid of it with its effect. Assuming it's not destroyed by something like Lightning Vortex. But then Danzaluga's Lightning Vortex, and then Monster Reborn to bring it back. I think it really should keep Monster Reborn in the back, unless maybe they can finish the opponent off if they do play it. Next turn though would be Destiny Door for Supreme King if it goes like the last one. At least it would be possible, because they don't have anything on field to... I'm not sure if it looks at the hand, but they won't be able to beat something that gets over the Assailant. And they go below 4,000 life points. I don't remember the exact things, but it needs to be 4,000 life points or below. And something about not being able to beat the opponent's monster. No Destiny draw. Not yet, at least. That's bad for Supreme King because he's stuck with a Grand Mole strategy. Might be the best they can do. New set though, but Giant Trunade. Play Trunade. We're just gonna wait till next one for Trunade. We didn't MST the new set card. The old one doesn't seem that dangerous. Oh, I see. United we stand. Doesn't play that either. What's the new set? Maybe it just sets so he doesn't have to discard for hand size limit. Because that's a thing. No big plays anywhere. Danzaluga some backups. With stuff like Lightning Vortex, with Monster Reborn, but he doesn't need it yet. We're gonna see a Dark Calling, because if this is Dark Calling, I don't think it can do anything. Although I guess, no, Dark Calling does work with the cards in the hand. It's not quite like Miracle Fusion. Sets some monster. Doesn't even... Grand Mole. This is a card he had at least a turn ago. His Destiny Draw card is the one close to the deck. Okay, we actually see different cards now. But if Assailant can beat it, we're good. Giant Trunade. Because this could be where he finishes it off, especially if he plays United We Stand. Which he does, because he has multiple monsters. His best defense would be Clayman, I think. He can beat Clayman. This can be an exact finish. Danzaluga win? Danzaluga win? Obliteration on Supreme King? Oh, I was like, oh, something happens. Supreme King is like Karibo, but no. Our second champion is Don freaking Zalug. I did not see that coming. But this is why these tournaments are fun, because we get to see stuff like Danzaluga. The Supreme King is really good. It has some awesome combos, but if he just doesn't draw them early enough, just like Kagamaru in the previous duel, just like... How is it? The girl that lost in the semi-final, the Obelisk Blue one, the one with Destiny board. She didn't get her right cards early on. The last three losers all didn't draw their good stuff that they really needed early on. And Danzaluga, I said it wasn't a great open. With Reinforcements and DD Assailant, it was pretty good. The Supreme King had nothing to stop it. Ladies, gentlemen, and every other beautiful creature in this world. I'm gonna need to extend this, but you can't quite see. But the winner of this tournament It's Don Zalug. Yes, yes, yes. Don Zalug is the champion with Supreme King second. Kagamaru and Lily were in there too, and these were the other participants. Top 8 for Lyman Banner, Abydos, Fauna, and Yumi. And then, unfortunately, without wins, Chumley, Damon, Zane, Emperor Umiuma, the Gambler, Dorothy, Jaden, and Chaz. Even though we had Dragon Master Knight and Master of Oz, he could do nothing against Destiny board that was just started turn 1. Actually, let me open the bracket page, because I can pull up Don Zalug's deck. Don Zalug has his 3rd deck. That's this one. This is his deck that he used to win the tournament. It's an okay deck, and I feel like, again, Golem Sentry is his best card. He didn't need it in the end. Robin Goblin goes with the hand advantage thing that some of his cards do discard from hand. Some really nice spells and traps, some of the ones that like work with just Dark Scorpions, like Tragedy of Love. It's a pretty good deck, and he won with it. Congratulations. That was the tournament for today. Thank you very much for watching. Next tournament, I'm thinking of making that a themed one because we've done 3 regulars so far. If I can unlock Tanya, I might do Tanya. I might do the female only tournament. I'm not going to count Ubel as female because I looked into that during the tournament while I was having my microphone muted for a second. Ubel is treated as female in the dub, in the English dub. And her clothing in her later appearances has changed, just her outfit's changed a little bit to reflect that. But in terms of the original dub, the Japanese dub, original design of Ubel, it's half of the body is a bit male, half of the body is a bit female. Like right side's female, left side's male. So both genders, genderless, non-binary, however, I don't know all the terms, but gender fluid maybe? Not exclusively female, therefore I'm not going to count her. But that puts us at 12 female characters. That's not 16. That's not a nice number for single elimination. So maybe I just give a few people buys, just randomly decided buys into the 2nd round. And that's how it's going to be. 4 people buys into the quarterfinals, and the rest has to have an extra fight. Have the female only tournament. I might still fill it up with the females from Obelisk Blue, but I feel like that goes against it. And we've already seen Wisteria, we've seen Disa, we've seen one other Obelisk Blue student. We've now seen Yumi. We've now seen Lily. We've seen 5 Obelisk Blue females. Like, there's more. There's a few more. I know Bright's one of them. Bright has a burn deck. But I kind of don't want that. So, you'll find out, I guess. Just pay attention to my Discord. Pay attention to occasionally YouTube updates. But probably Discord is probably where you'll have some updates if I decide on what tournament I will do next. I will let you know there as well. I'll let you know when that tournament's going to be. Probably in a week or 2. In the meantime, every 2nd day I'll still have Battle Revolution videos, and in between other stuff, including a lot of story mode stuff for Attack Force Studio that's coming. I already have quite a few recorded. So I hope you're looking forward to it. Thank you for watching, and make sure you always remember that you are worth it. Goodbye.